What's poppin'? I'm CL, and welcome back to my journey down memory lane. I'm on the brink of a quarter-life crisis, and I've decided to go into the recesses of my mind and remember things that were once forgotten. Figuratively, of course. Nothing on the internet ever truly dies, and that certainly goes for the 2007 Flash game, Poptropica. Long gone are the days where I played in the computer lab, attempting to beat my high score in Bloxers. Spoiler alert, I never did. For those who don't know, Poptropica was a Flash game that debuted in 2007 from the minds of Pearson, where most of its advertising was conducted on Funbrain and spread by word of mouth amongst third graders. It reached its height of popularity in the mid-2010s, and like many web games of its time, it holds but a glimpse of its former glory. Poptropica was created by John F. Kinney, the man most notably known for his book series, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which is still being serialized to this day. It's been roughly 19 years, going on 20. There has to be a time when this comes to an end. Mind you, I'm 22. I've practically read the book since its inception, and it was one of my favorite book series growing up. But a story revolving around a middle schooler can only go so far.
I need to calm down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
I'm an adult.
I'm getting off topic. In Poptropica, you would fly to different playable maps called islands on a hot air balloon and complete different themed quests to earn medals, interactive gadgets, and new clothing customizations. I could break down all of Poptropica's ups and downs about how corporate greed comes for all things we know and love, and how the modern version that you can find on Cool Math today is but a husk of all the great things Poptropica was known for. But during my research for this video, I came across Dream Jelly's work on the topic, and it does an incredible job analyzing Poptropica's come up and subsequent descent. And it's truly a worthwhile watch. Me though? I just wanted an excuse to draw my decade-old Poptropicans and daydream of better times. I played Poptropica for an embarrassingly long time, far past the bounds of elementary school, and all the way to my mid-teens. I think I loved Poptropica for its sense of adventure and how each island held its own unique identity. As a child, despite the game style being somewhat repetitive, no two islands were the same. They all had their own story to tell, original or not, and the puzzles and NPCs were relatively distinct and had fun, gimmicky dialogue that 9 to 16-year-old me ate up every time. My favorite island, hands down, was Spy Island. As mentioned before, all islands have very specific themes, some based off books, as Poptropica's roots were academic in nature. That wasn't the case for Spy Island, but it still prioritized critical thinking and puzzle solving skills, as was a common attribute of many of the early islands. For those who don't know me, which is the vast majority of you, Kim Possible was my show as a child. So I feel it comes as no surprise that this was an island that I played on repeat for years to come. The espionage, the opportunity to use a grappling hook at any given notice, and being given a cipher wheel to solve the secret messages throughout the island was all 9-year-old me could ask for. And don't even get me started on the betrayal. I spent 3 hours as a child saving my compatriots, only to find out the balding director was behind it all.
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
Aside from the myriad of islands at your disposal, nothing made me more excited than changing my Poptropican's drip. Whether it was from NPCs or the endless amount of costumes I bought from Pop Shop, the possibilities were endless. Okay, that's a lie. The good options were pretty limited, but that didn't stop 9-year-old me from attempting to make masterpieces. Be then, or now, I love to play dress up, and that rings especially true with the characters I create. And with that, it's time to address the elephant in the room. Why are there two completely different characters? I assume the natural deduction would be that they're just characters I created to play with. And, to an extent, that's true. But the reality is, as a child, I had a hard time creating characters that looked like me. And during Black History Month, I also want to discuss how my perception of myself changed with time. Representation is so important. And like many creatives, most of my inspiration lies with the media I consumed in my youth. Often, when I was younger, I couldn't envision a character that took center stage to be someone who was of a darker complexion, which is why my first Poptropican was lighter than sand and had long wavy hair. It wasn't until I reached my early teens and revisited this game that I did a complete overhaul of my Poptropican style. Well, as much of a change as Poptropica could offer. The game then, and now, never offered that much character customization for the base model, and the hair options for people of color were pretty slim to none. So, as per usual, when designing anything, I took a few creative liberties. These Poptropicans were never named, more so because they were meant to be extensions of myself. So, for the sake of clarity, we'll name them Purple and Green, respectively. Purple spawned from the brilliant mind of 9-year-old me. Maybe because I was in elementary school, I simply stuck with a school uniform as my go-to. But my color coordination in this game was abysmal. So naturally, I had to take some things into my own hands. My older hands. I wanted to stay true to the theme of these Poptropica designs while giving them some personality of their own. Purple felt upbeat and preppy, and as an onus to the game's origins, I wanted Purple to lean closer to a Y2K/academia vibe, which pushed me towards adding a vest, leg warmers, bangles, and a flip phone. She truly reminds us of simpler times. I would say Green heavily embodied my not like other girls phase, and I can only assume that encouraged 13 to 14-year-old me to give her flannel, of all things. On Poptropica, I think the bangs and tucked hair under the beanie isn't half bad, but I had a hard time envisioning that style on Green. And then, through the sea of AI slop on Pinterest, I saw it in all its magnificent glory. Curled locks. I saw them and knew they'd be all I've ever wanted and more. And truth be told, it's my favorite aspect of Green's design. And here's Purple and Green in all their Poptropican glory. It really takes you back. During this redesign, I was able to reconnect with a game I held near and dear to my heart. And I got to reimagine these Poptropicans the way they always looked in my mind. Thanks for taking yet another trip with me down memory lane. If you enjoyed this video, please like and leave a comment, tell me what you think. And make sure to tap that subscribe button and check out my Instagram. It's Black History Month. It's honestly the least you could do. If you're interested in playing the 2016 version of Poptropica, I'll leave the link to Flashpoint in the description below to play all the Flash games lost to time. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me stop attempting to add ad-libs. I can't.